What is up, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am post-trip from downstate, and now I'm back in northern Michigan. I did visit my family, and I did see my dad, and we love to go to Griffin, guys. It's in Troy, Michigan / Birmingham, Michigan, really. But right there in the middle. It's an awesome place. I've always liked Griffin. It's one of my favorite breweries to go to when I'm always downstate. I go there all the time whenever I can. So love the food, love the products, love the beer, love the atmosphere, love everything about it. So as I left, I picked up a 4-pack, which is this right in front of you guys. It is called Fever Dream, which is a New England IPA. Yeah, not always my favorite style these days, but I do grab something I've never seen, and they make new things all the time nowadays. I'm still always going to love Norm's Raggedy Ass, one of the most awesome and epic IPAs you're going to find in Michigan in general. It's such an old recipe. But I saw this, thought I'd pick it up and review it for you guys. It looks crazy, it sounds crazy. I really like their can art. They've done a lot of improvements in the canning department and distribution, everything. They've just gotten better over the years. So Fever Dream, we hit the Whirlpool with CRYO MOSAIC, CRYO LAUREL, and TRIDENT SALVO. Not really familiar with those, by the way. I've heard of them. Then dry hopped it with CRYO CITRA, CRYO MOSAIC, and SIMCOE. So, geez, guys, I think CRYO's a theme here. To top it off, we finished with MOTUEKA Sub-Zero HOPKIEF in the BRITE tank. My goodness. I mean, this is just nuts. So I'll end it there. You guys can see it's a nutty recipe. Absolutely ridiculous. Again, 7% ABV, and that's not uncommon for being New England style or IPA in general. So let's get into this one. No canned on date. Not sure how long it had been in the fridge, but they sell a lot of beer, guys. So I'm going to assume it's somewhat fresh. And I have, of course, proper glassware that I've had for many years because we've been to Griffin many a times. So let's get this into a glass, see what we're working with. So as we pour, not the deepest hazy beer we've ever seen, like, you know, M43 or Boss Tweed, but it's really quite hazy still as I accumulated in the glass. Looks really nice, actually. A little bit darker than it looked at first, but sometimes I don't know if it's like the CRYO hops, I don't know if they're just a little bit lighter sometimes. I'm not sure. I don't know enough about brewing, but it seems like sometimes those seem to be like the lighter straw yellow more than the golden dark. I guess it just depends on the whole recipe itself. But nonetheless, you're seeing this with a beautiful pillowy head sitting on top. Very nice pillowy head sitting on top. It's super succulent, decadent, whatever you want to say. I've said these words too many times. Succulent's a descriptor with your mouth, but whatever. You know what I'm saying. It looks really nice in the glass. Overall, one of the more beautiful looking New England styles as of late, but there is like a nice deep orange in there as well. Honey orange with a little bit of straw yellow mixed into it, but it's pretty deep and decadent looking. Let's get a nose on this puppy. I don't even know, man. Like, that's a lot of hops that they've thrown into this. At what point is it too much? I don't know, but tap room tested. Yeah, they make good beer. Let's get into this one. Yeah, baby. Such bright citrus. Like, so many different aromatics going on. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna give you like a fruit medley salad. I don't even know where to start. So the crazy thing about beers like this is you can almost throw anything at a board and it's gonna stick, man. It has so many different hops in here. I mean, citrus for days. There's a little slight dankness, like basil, chive, not quite onion, but heading that way. But again, the citrus is very overpowering. You could say there's just tropical notes all over, submerged in this liquid all over the place. It's kind of peachy and melony. It's weird. It's just there's a lot of things in here. I don't even know which one to pinpoint first. Again, I'm going to stick with there is an underlying like basil kind of herb going on underneath all this. Passion fruit, lemon and lime is one of the bigger things that comes to my mind. Passion fruit, lemon, and lime put together into one smoothie blender. Yes, all day long. Again, you're throwing a little bit of that basil chive thing in there. Peach and apricots. Mangoes. A lot of mangoes, I'd say. And I come back to that citrus passion fruit kind of combination. But guys, it's so much going on. Like it's really difficult to see where this is going because again, I know there was a lot of different things put into this beer, and maybe that's throwing me off too. But at some point, you're going to get a combination of all these different flavors going on, and that's what's coming to mind is just all over the board. But I will say, like lemon, lime, passion fruit, basil is the most notable thing in my mind just off the smell. But again, it's very tropical still. It's got a fair bit of sweetness and yeastiness to it. Just a kiss of floral. And again, more sweet maltiness. So we'll see. I don't know. I smell like grassy pine as well, blended in with like this chivy basil. I don't know, guys. It's a lot. Fever Dream. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into this one. Cheers, Griffin Claw. Again, hashtag proper glassware. It's really smooth, like a very, I know I use this word decadent mouthfeel, but it's very buttery and smooth. This is low acidity, not too harsh on the palate, not too bitter on the back end, very juicy, overripe citrus. Again, I'm sticking with it, guys. Lemon, lime, basil, slight mojito passion fruit for days on this one. There's a lot of different action. Again, there's cantaloupe, melon, peach, and mango in here as well. I mean, it's all over the board. There's a fair bit of pininess. There's a fair bit of just smooth honey sweetness. And then like the kind of that yeasty, soft feel to it as well. A little bit of grass, a little bit of chive and basil, but citrus is the most dominant, I would say. The lemon, lime, mojito passion fruit is just edging out everything in my mind. Basil, chive, fair bit of sweetness, a lot of juiciness, not too bitter on the back end, not too sweet where it's tiring on the palate though, so that's another good thing to note about this. Really good drinkability at 7%. It's not harsh, it's not hostile on your palate. It's just a really easy sipping beer overall at 7%. In my opinion, I think there's too much going on. Like you're kind of tugged in several different directions. It's fine, it's not conflicting, it's just it's a lot to put on your palate. So I think sometimes simpler is better, but I know they've done this for much longer than I have. I don't brew. I know that this is a complete package. This goes together fairly well. It's just, it gets a little bit much. I mean, just so many different things going on in here. Very concentrated hot pellets in the back of the throat, but it's not green and harsh and acidic. That is the nice thing about it. Very well put together beer with a nice recipe. Yeah, I just wanted a little bit more simplified, truly. Great mouthfeel. I can't get over that. Really nice drinker on this. Again, I'm sticking with what I've said. I've said it a million times. I'm not going into more detail, guys. It's a great beer. In a world of so many hazies, it's still a pretty darn good one. So rating, gosh, it's just, again, I wish it's a little bit simpler because it takes your taste buds all around. But mojito, passion fruit, basil, citrus. Then you could divulge into tropical, you could divulge into peach and cantaloupe and melon. But I'm sticking with my guns there. Still good. I'd like almost a little bit more bitterness, maybe a little bit less sweetness and juiciness, but that's just my palate. So 3.9 out of 5. That's where I sit today, guys. It's been the Fever Dream from Griffin Claw. If you're going to pour a beer, pour Michigan beer. Cheers.